America will never be the same by Decoy voice. Well, we all have heard it already. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. We have the full details already. We know that the person was a radical leftist, radicalized on college. We know his family was conservative. We know that he hated Charlie Kirk. And, yeah, we have a lot of lies out there as well. There's people photoshopping a Trump support shirt onto a regular picture of that dude. So that's one. By the way, in his original, he wears like a reddish brownish shirt. So that's the first lie. We also have a lie for another thing, which is that the person that actually went after him was a conservative. By the way, that's a lie. They are using somebody else with the same name to lie about this man. The dude is 22 years old. Tyler, I forgot Tyler something. I don't know. But yeah, they're doing that. He was very much a man of God. There's no denial in denial of that. Everything, especially his arguments, were everything like from the Bible, right? From like a biblical stance oftentimes as well. I think the main reason why I want to speak out is also because I watched a lot of his clips. I do agree with most things, not everything. I think his stance on abortion, right? I think that the woman should have the choice when it comes to grape, at least. That's my stance. But also because my future wife has met him twice. My future wife has not been the same since. I've seen the video. I've been kind of not been the same since. And I would even say that not just America will not be the same, but the world will not be the same. Because fun fact, even in Germany, we have somebody who is similar to Charlie Kirk, who does not the exact same thing. He doesn't go to like college campuses and universities. But he does also debate people from all kinds of people. I think we'll just jump into this. And I will add along the way what information we have.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
On September 10th,
and people stop talking, not the world, Doc, just you guys, the West for now at least. The thing is that these things create a domino effect. If the West tolerates that, political figures or debaters or whatever are allowed to be taken out and there's no serious consequences, this will swap over to other places, right? Japan had the same issue with Shinzo Abe. That was the exact same thing. Here in Germany, 6 right-wing politicians gone in around the same time. Same issue. This will swap over to multiple places. And that's the problem. That is the problem. If this is tolerated, others will see this regardless and try and attempt the same and see if it works.
2025, Charlie Kirk held an America Comeback event at Utah Valley University to a large crowd of young supporters. Now, at one point, certain individuals were angry at this appearance, and then someone assassinated him right there on stage. With the first to confirm it being President Donald Trump, stating,
I saw the clip. I didn't just see the clip from far. I saw the front row clip. I saw comments from people who were in the front row. And they will never be the same. They will be traumatized for their life. They've seen this. It'll hit you first. You'll face immediate efforts. The majority of them. Effects. The majority of them. Yep. But eventually it'll even be over the smallest disputes if this snowballs, which is why it cannot be tolerated from anybody. This can snowball into really bad things. Oh, you disagree only on this stance with me? Shad. You don't like bananas? Shad. Oh, you don't like this certain I don't know, this celebrity? Shad. That's how it can snowball. It deflected from his protective vest. That's crazy, right? In this case, I don't know how much truth there is to it, but if it was the case, then if it didn't deflect, he would have not been dead.
No one understood or had the hearts of America's youth better than Charlie. At 31 years old, he's no longer with us, being survived by his wife and 2 young children. What they did to Charlie Kirk today changes everything, as they didn't shoot him over fascism, dismantling democracy, or any of those buzzwords they use to villainize the right. They shot him because he was brave enough to speak the truth in a
They didn't shoot him because of hate speech. They shot him because they hated his speech. Do you see his wife address the public? Yes, I did. Yes, I have. And the most heartbreaking part about this was when his wife said that her daughter came up to her and she was like, when the daughter came up to us, right, and then up like to my arms instead. She needed to say. She needs to correct. That was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. I saw it too, couple of times. Have you seen Charlie's wife's speech yesterday? I cried. She broke me in the end. Yeah, it is rough. It is rough. I saw the speech and I really was just like, bro, the daughter, yep. I was just like, bro, I saw her speech. It was like, okay, that's rough. That's rough. That hit.
A way that nobody else could. So respectfully as possible, let's talk about why. What happens next, and most importantly, to pay our respects to Charlie and his legacy. As initially, this video spread of the alleged assassin, who was quickly found to not be who they were looking for, as it seems they knew
people are out for revenge, and fun fact, not by violence. They're using the left's tactics, which is they report these people celebrating. They report them to the universities, to the colleges, to the employers, and it's working. There have been plenty of crash outs on the internet of people getting fired. There have been plenty of people reporting that others have been fired for it. I myself had a bunch of people from my college celebrate it online and saying other deplorable shit of people that should be next here in Germany. And I did the same. I provided information to my college. And it's almost essentially guaranteed that all these people will at least face penalty. Maybe not being kicked out permanently, but they will face, very likely, consequences. Check that out. You can even do... If the law works in your favor, you can even do it in other countries to other people that are not from the United States. The more you know.
He was in a nearby building, where he is currently in custody. But before any real information has come out, MSNBC immediately went into blaming Charlie.
He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain...
31. This man is 7 years older than me, just 7 years. And remember, if he's on the chopping block, there will be many more who are on the chopping block.
Groups, and I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions.
Trying to downplay if this was an assassination.
They were not only downplaying, here's also another fun fact, right? They were not only downplaying. Here in Germany, they were completely misrepresenting him. They were pulling quotes completely out of context. Which is, okay, it's the German state TV. They always do this. This is not surprising. But they were pulling, like, they were taking his empathy quote completely out of context, cut off the rest, and we're like, oh yeah, he doesn't believe in empathy, so why should he get empathy? And a lot of other people were doing the same. His quote on gun laws was also completely taken out of context. They also cut parts of that away. Because that quote, fun fact, that quote was actually for self-defense against against dictatorship and authoritarian governments. So that one they took also out of context. And a lot of other quotes they've taken out of context.
Attempt.
We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration.
This was not... How do you even come to the... Yeah... Shooting a gun off in celebration. By the way, this was in a gun-free zone, so this can't even work. These fuckers are lying. This was in a gun-free zone. What the fuck are we doing?
So we have no idea about this.
With Democrat governors immediately trying to connect this to Trump.
Sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters.
It's simply despicable how they're reacting to this. But of course the left is going to down.
January 6th is rent-free in their head, by the way. Rent-free. It's been ages since that happened. Rent-free. Also, it's like, yeah, but we didn't have a political assassination since Martin Luther King in '68. If I remember correctly, at least in the United States. So I do not know. This is a bigger deal than people want to admit it.
It as they're likely the cause of it. As less than 24 hours ago, Charlie discussed the death of Irina Zarutska, to which CNN specifically called him out on.
Really, over the weekend, Elon Musk, Charlie Kirk, other Trump-aligned figures succeeded in making this senseless death a symbol.
And it wasn't the only time.
Yeah, especially when the dude said, "I got that white girl." Definitely not racist. Definitely not.
Charlie Kirk, he should be ashamed of himself. No one mentioned the word race, white, black, or anything except him.
And keep in mind, this CNN segment was after they released the video of the murderer saying he got that white girl.
I've seen that as well, by the way. I've seen that as well. I've seen the clip when she got stabbed. I've seen it. I have seen it as well. When has this all become essentially content?
While muttering, "She called me the word." But this is in line with them villainizing anybody that dares speak out against their official narrative, which goes alongside other liberal groups trying to align Charlie's movement with a hate map. As the mainstream media apparatus didn't do this themselves, but it definitely looks like they're doing their best to justify why this happens. Even Asmongold pointed out how this shouldn't be a surprise. Just look anywhere online to see people cheering this on, to which TikTok is filled with evil individuals.
Yep, I've seen many. I've seen many of these evil, not people. We cannot call them people. They do not desire coexistence. This is more like a demon type of thing, Freeran style, right? Demons is a much more accurate term you would use for these, for whatever this is. That is the more accurate term. Demon.
Rushing to their selfie cams to celebrate what happened. Even on Twitter, they're doing similar, where it's even worse on Reddit. Now we don't need to go on.
I have to always state this, and it's important. Communists aren't people. Welcome to my TED Talk.
All these sites to see low-life replies. I just think it's important to show how this isn't some small minority on the internet that thinks like this. We have a huge problem with people becoming programmed to want this, not against some Nazi dictator that's destroying democracy, but for an internet personality that has the courage to speak his mind on hostile college campuses, which his bravery scares the left.
You are making a damn dent.
Thank you. I'm kidding.
No, but I know, but I appreciate that. I mean, it's the reason you're here, because I think people need to understand your success, your influence.
As he broke through pop culture and gleefully leaned into it.
The South Park episode just dropped, and honestly, it is hilarious. I mean, we need to have a good spirit about.
I know that the South Park producers took down the episode from like television. I think you should keep it. I think you should keep running it. I think you should keep running it. He wouldn't have wanted that you take it down. I don't think so.
Being made fun of. This is all a success. This is all a win.
They didn't go after an extreme, divisive, or overtly offensive public figure. They went after a regular guy that could articulate what most of America is thinking to the side that needs to hear it the most. But like Newsom said, he was making too much of an impact, and they not only needed to silence him, but also scare anybody that dare do the same. As Tim Cast announced, he's canceling his university shows.
We're canceling our events for obvious reasons.
Yep. And yet we have a Ben Shapiro saying that he wants to do it. Apparently, what was it again? The other guy. I forgot what it was. Nick Fuentes wants to also do the same that Kirk did. And, Myron from, you know, Fresh and Fit said he will continue his as well, interestingly enough. First time I agree with Myron. He even said the episode was funny, exactly. And it was funny.
I got to confer with the crew on exactly how this plays out and what this means. But my phone is on fire right now with security. It's at the highest level it could possibly be. And we had an upcoming event.
Fun fact, our Charlie Kirk, which, maybe I can say his name in English so you understand what he basically is about. So basically, his name is Heretic of the New Age, if you want to call him that. He himself, or German, Ketzer der Neuzeit, if you're German, then you will understand. He also can no longer leave the house because of what's going on. He can only leave it with bodyguards as well nowadays. That's how bad it has gotten here as well. And he's less radical in a sense than Kirk, which is also crazy.
Going to be on the ground at a university doing much the same.
Now, I don't blame Tim in the slightest. He's a young father who's not only responsible for his safety, but the safety of his entire team and all the supporters that would come out to see his shows. It's just an example of how an attack like this isn't just to silence Charlie, but his entire movement. As MSNBC is now worried, this might inspire the next Charlie Kirk.
How worried do you get about somebody taking up?
You won't want a next Charlie Kirk, because if you're not getting the next Charlie Kirk, you will get Nick Fuentes. You will get Nick Fuentes. And I don't think a lot of people want Nick Fuentes on college campuses. Just saying. Just saying. And talk to young Americans. I don't think a lot of people want that. I don't think so. But that is the next option they could flock to. Shit, I forgot what I wanted to say. Let's continue.
The cause of Charlie Kirk.
And giving them the largest logical benefit, maybe they're saying they don't want retaliatory actions, to which I can understand. But it comes across to me that they're just worried that Charlie Kirk isn't the end of Charlie's work, as I keep seeing people spamming the word war online, but honestly I don't think that's the right reaction to this. As of course—
Nope, it's not. Violence isn't the right reaction. However, the people getting fired and crashing out online, I like that. I need compilations of that, by the way.
His assassination is going to sadden and even outrage you, but that should just inspire you to continue his will. So many people, including myself, looked up to Charlie because he had the courage to speak out, and they shot him for it. That can't mean they win. That just means his legacy is now your responsibility. Charlie was a man of faith, so I doubt he'd actually be out there attacking anybody.
Yep, I don't think he would want violence. I don't think so. I don't think so. And the way Charlie seems, he would have likely forgot. If he would have survived, he would have forgotten his shooter. That's how crazy I think what this is, right? That's how much he leaned into his faith. I almost broke yesterday when I watched the Kirche stream. Almost. Because 11 minutes in, she just starts crying, and I was like, oh God, I'm ready. I did not, but I was on the verge of shedding some tears.
But even after all this, I don't think he'd be afraid to spread the truth, as one of his last tweets ever was him and his daughter, writing, "Get married, have kids, and stop partying into oblivion. Leave a legacy, be courageous. Happy Sunday, and God bless all the parents out there."
You know what's crazy? A 13-year-old girl came up to him and just asked what is something like important that she should do, and he didn't give any political advice. He didn't give anything, oh yeah, the right and stuff, or like the left. He just told the girl to be courageous. That reminded me of this, the courageous part. Also, that boys men who sleep around are boys. So I found that was also really cool. That's the end of this video. Damn. Yeah. We need to keep speaking. We need to keep we just need to keep talking. We need to be outspoken. We need to have discourse. We cannot we cannot give up. We need to keep this up. We cannot give up. And certainly to the people that celebrated this, if you are subscribed to me, please unsubscribe. Thank you. And for the people that also celebrated this, you are low-key non-human. You just are. You are low-key not human. You have low-key no humanity. I don't want you here. I don't want to live anywhere near you. I don't want you in my country. I don't want you anywhere. That's really all I can say.